Hello and welcome to the Cute Baby tutorials using Gimp. I may do a few things in this video, so if you want to go straight to one of the main sections, then the times they start are shown on your screen now. These videos are also available in higher definition on my website, along with any original files I'm allowed to give you in case you want to work on the same image as me. Just click on the link below. Okay, here we go. First things first, you need to get your copy of Gimp. So I'm using Chrome as my browser, use whatever you want, but I'm going to Google Gimp. And there it is, Gimp, the GNU image manipulation program. Go there and go to download. I'm using Windows, so I'll download there. Should start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Okay, just installed Gimp, all went very nice and smoothly, and you can see it's time to panic, isn't it? Because look at what you've got here. You've got a toolbox here with loads of different tools here, plus all the various different options that you can do with the tool. You've got a main window here where you actually start opening and closing images to work on them, and on this side you've got something called a layers palette there, a channels palette. Okay, so now panic, it's not for you, you'll never learn all this, quick, go away. No, stay here. We're not going to use all of this stuff. We're only going to use the stuff that you need to make your photographs look better. Alright, this is not all about how to use everything to do with Gimp. It's only how to make your photographs look how you'd like them to look. So, deep breath and file, open. Right, I've got some images stored in a folder called Cute Baby. Double click there to open it. And in my photographs, or my photos, you can see this file path just up here. I've got, let's try single photographs there. And you can see I've got lots of little thumbnails there. Not all of them. Some of them you have to click on the name to try and figure out what the file is going to be. It's a little bit of a shame, but you can see a preview here. Now, it takes a long time to get there from my hard drive through Cute Baby, my photographs, whatever, so we're going to make life a little bit easier. I'll highlight the folder that I want and click here and make a bookmark of that particular folder. And then I might take another one here, make another bookmark there, click on that one, click on the plus sign and another one. Now here I've got 3 different things here. So wherever I am, if I click on there, I go straight to that folder. If I click there, straight to that folder. That makes life a lot quicker. So let's open a file. This is the file. I just want to show just a couple of very, very quick things. There's a little baby, nice and asleep. Let's see what we can do with him. The first thing I always do whenever I'm working on an image is that I set up my folder structure or my layer structure. I'll explain what that is. If you come over here to the layers palette, you'll see there's the actual name of the file, asleep01.jpg. Now, I want to keep an original copy of that so that any changes I make, I can compare with the original and decide whether I'm actually improving things or making things worse. I want to get it organized, so now I'm going to come down here to this little folder, create a new layer group. It's a folder. Make it, double click on it, and I'm going to call it Fix. The reason I call it Fix is it's only 3 letters to type, it's fast. Next thing I want to do, I want to take a sleep and come down to this little icon here and it says create a duplicate. So that's what I want to do. I'll create the duplicate. Now I've got 2 copies of the same image, one sitting right on top of the other, and I'm going to rename this as base. Last thing before we start working in earnest, I need that base layer inside the Fix folder. Now, there seems to be a problem with the screen capture software I'm using and Gimp. They don't seem to play very nicely together sometimes. So if I tried taking that and dragging it up into that Fix folder and letting go, nothing happens. I try doing it again, nothing happens. That's the action I want you to do. If you're not recording using the software I'm using, this should work fine. So I'll just pause this video, come back when that base layer is inside the Fix folder. And thanks to the magic of video, the base layer is now inside the Fix folder. This is what we're going to be working on. Now I'm going to make some changes. I'll be using some tools. I will explain the tools in later videos. I just want to show the general workflow, things that you might do. So I might go to colors, levels. There's the nice levels dialog box. That will be explained later. I'm going to make the darks darker, the lights lighter, make the overall cast of it a little bit lighter. Click on OK. Then I might go to, say, the color balance. I might decide that I want the midtones to be more, a little bit more blue there. I might want the highlights to maybe be just a little bit more yellow, or maybe not. The more blue, and the shadows, a little bit of warmth in the shadows, a little bit of red there, maybe. Working very quickly here. Okay, so I've got my basic cast there. Now I might decide that I don't like that nappy sticking out down there. I want to try and get rid of it. So I'll take my base layer, I will duplicate it, and I will call that, well, I'll be using the clone tool, so call it clone. Do yourself a favor, once you duplicate a layer to work on it some more, then rename it on the spot. You do not want a whole load of layers that say base 1, base copy 2, base copy 3, base copy 4. You will not know where you are. So rename them. Okay, there's my clone tool and my clone layer, sorry. Here's my clone tool. Now for this, okay, I just want to get rid of that thing there. So click to select a start point, get rid of it here. Now I'm working very, very, very fast here. I'm not going for a halfway decent job. I'm just going for a quick job just to demonstrate what I might do. Alright, it's gone. It's looking bad, but it can be done better. So now I've got my layers. I've got my clone layer with the nappy, or diaper if you're from across the pond, removed. I've got the base layer, which I made the color changes to, and I've got the original file. Well, let's take a look at them. If I make the clone layer invisible, remember, use the little eye icon, you can see. There we are. It goes, it comes, it goes. If I close the fix folder, where all the adjustments are stored, and I click on there, watch what happens to the original image. There's the original image. Now looking really rather grayed out. Click on there, it's looking a lot crisper. That's why you put stuff in the folder. It helps to organize your files when you have a lot of layers, but also one click of a button you can compare everything that you've done inside that folder with the original image. Alright, that's looking fine to me. So there's my masterpiece. I want to save it. Now I'd like to save this one with all these different layers in place, so that if, say, I show it to my friend whose baby it is, and they say, well, that's lovely, but I really miss that nappy or diaper, can you put it back in? Touch of a button, I can do it, I can resave it. Now you can't save this as a JPEG or a PNG or whatever file format you want with all these layers here. You have to save it in Gimp's own file format, which is XCF. Also, big recommendation here, don't save it in the same folder that you've got the original photograph. Mine's in single photos, so I'm going to go back one, and I'm going to make myself a new folder, and I'll call it finals, for example. And I will save it in there, the same file name with the XCS extension, but in the finals folder. I have folders which have things like photos summer 2008. I might create a new folder which says summer 2008 finals. I'll always use finals on the end to let me know that's where all my adjusted things are. Now you may decide you want to save this as a JPEG, which is very good for the internet and most cameras store in JPEG format, or PNG, which is like a JPEG but you don't get a certain degradation in the photograph. It's designed to be a non-lossy format. If you want to save it as something other than an XCF, first of all you're going to have to flatten the image. So go to Image, Flatten Image. Now watch what happens in the Layers palette when I do this. Everything gets merged down into one layer. Now that you can save anything you like. Don't go to Save As, go to Export. Here's the dialog box. I'll save this one in finals as well. Now I normally prefer to save in PNG because you don't lose some quality, but if you decide to save it, say, as a JPEG, select File Type by extension. Let's come down, let's find, there you go, JPEG there. and click on Export, it'll give you this little box here which says what kind of quality do you want. Do yourself a favour, unless you've got no disk space whatsoever, don't go less than 90. In fact, what I normally prefer is to whack that right the way up to 100, so there's as little degradation of the image as possible. And click on Export. There it is. There's your file. Now, that's the basic of opening files and saving work. So in the next tutorial, we're going to go on and use something I used here called levels, but I'll explain it in a bit more detail. I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, maybe you consider clicking on one of the links below and check out my game called Disco Baby, which is on the iTunes Store or Android stores like Google Play. It has 3 different games in it: a memory game, a maths game for children, and a dance along with me game for toddlers to join in with. Thanks for your time.